Hello and welcome to another It's Only Trash Here podcast, episode 49. The date today is the 4th of April 2014. So, Proto was with us last week, but it's just me and boring old Mr. McLuckable over here, so I'm really sorry about that. There's nothing I could do. I didn't want him in there, Proto was great, but here we all are.
Okay, I'm going to ignore that and just go straight on to that. That did not seem like a week ago. That's crazy.
So much has happened.
All the Ronald McDonald madness, that was a week ago already.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah. That was a full podcast right there. And it was pretty good after the podcast because Proto streams on Sundays. I jumped in on his stream for an hour or so. And that was a good time. Because I did one stream. And that was of Super Mario Galaxy ages ago. And there was so many technical problems. I was like, I can't do this. But I kind of miss streaming. Because I used to jump in with Cal's Crazy a couple of times. Like 2-3 times I did that. And I don't know, I miss it. So I think I've kind of got to figure out the streaming thing for the summer. So I can do it myself.
What did you play?
Well, I was just commentating. But he was playing Pokemon Crystal.
Oh, right.
So we were just talking some Pokemon and other stuff. I had a beer or two. It was a good time.
I'll imagine being the big YouTuber that he is. Does he get quite a few? Is it quite a nice chat?
Yeah, very active chat.
Active is the word. That's it. Yes.
Yeah, active. It was pretty cool. When I said I'm gonna go, people were actually there was like a load of people like, "Yay! Oh, see you later," and that was kind of nice.
Oh, that's nice.
It's a nice little community he has going on there. So if you want to see Proto Mario stream, just head over to his Twitch channel because it's a good time.
You heard it here.
And also
there,
you as well.
I'm sure too. Yes. Well, yeah. Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
The afterthought's fine.
But it's pretty cool having Proto back on though, because one thing that's cool about having Cal's on sometimes and Proto on sometimes is that it really is like a different podcast. Like Cal's he's a bit crazy, that guy, hence the name. So he does things his way, then Proto does things his way, and it does actually create a different, I guess, atmosphere, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I would imagine so. And also, those guys are a lot more invested into games than I am, so they can say a lot more and argue a lot more, and actually have some decent opinions. I'm just like, I wing it all the time, so it's always going to be more spicy. Let's say, I'd say, those sorts of guys.
Well, you know about gaming, to be fair. You just don't have any strong opinions either way.
I'm very... that's me overall, to be honest. I don't have any kind of strong opinions for anything in life. I drift in the middle.
Just like with the Uncharted games, of course.
That's the one exception. Don't bring those up.
I've seen like most of your Let's Plays videos, and the angriest you've ever been is in that Jak and Daxter episode where you just mention Uncharted. Where it's like, there was some lady who worked at Naughty Dog, and Uncharted is terrible, I hate it. Right, back to Jak and Daxter.
Bloody Amy.
Who is she?
I can't, maybe that was her name, yeah. But that's about it, to be honest. Apart from that, I'm mellow, man.
Well, speaking of your YouTube channel, this week was April Fool's, and I have to say your April Fool's was brilliant in a way because it was very clear it was an April Fool's, like straight away. Like it was, because in case people don't know, what he did was, well, you explain it. It's your thing, and you are here.
I had a voting videos for viewers to pick my next Let's Play, so I'd showcase a few games. Show a little bit of gameplay and see what people like the most. Yeah.
But they weren't the usual choices, were they?
Oh, no, they were not. No, well, no, they're not. Definitely not. No. But then, I've said... I think I said in some video, I didn't have to buy any of those games. I already had them lying around. So I thought, these are awful games. Let's do something with them. It's April Fool's. Why not?
Now, you're not clarifying how you have them, though. Like, you're just saying they're lying around. Did you buy them? Are they yours?
My cousin and my mum plays horse games.
They love them.
They love them. I don't know what's wrong with them. But they have like they can go to actual stables and see real horses.
Well, that's pretty expensive, though, isn't it?
I suppose so. But you know, they love that petting and there's even one of the games where you have to pick up the manure and tidy up the stables and stuff. I mean, doesn't that sound so fun?
Yeah, you cut out those parts. Just make it fun. All the fun horse stuff, like.
No, you've got to pick up their crap.
Do they at least have the part where you're like, my horse's leg is broken. Better go get the shotgun. Turn it into glue.
They don't have those, no.
You're just
Well, maybe that's
smiling,
at the end.
Frit sticking. Like, so good.
Maybe at the end of the Barbie game. I'm not sure. Didn't get that far.
It just takes a turn in the last half an hour. You just gotta, like, Barbie's crying. You gotta do the Wii motion.
Well, they didn't think that anyone would get that far in the game, so they must have just had a bit of fun with it, I'm guessing. Yeah.
But what made that video brilliant, though, is that it was clear that it was a joke. Not to everyone for some reason, but it was very clear that you were not going to do a horse let's play or anything to do with horses. But you played it deadpan. Whereas, like, usually in your videos, you're playing Jak and Daxter, it's like, I died, whatever, this is crazy, you know, just enjoying it, like a clear sense of enjoyment of the game, and you let's playing it, like most let's players. But in that one, you just were just straight. Just no jokes, no trying to make it entertaining, just riding on a horse for 46 minutes.
Okay, I didn't want it to be 46 minutes long. I was like, oh crap, this is But you know what am I going to do? I can't cut any of this amazing footage out, so I just had to put it all there.
It was all gold, but that's what made it work, though. That's what made it an actual proper April Fool's that you can get fooled by. Because initially you're like, oh, I get it, it's April Fool's, this is a prank. But then you get to the end of the 46 minutes and there's like no payoff to it. You just sat there for 46 minutes watching some guy play a horse game. And it's like, I just wasted my time with that. There was nothing. It's like, God damn it. And then I realised once I finished the video, it's like, wow, I am the April Fool. Even though I knew that it was a prank, I just wasted 46 minutes on this.
Did you really watch all of it?
I watched all of it.
Oh, well, thank you.
That last game was a bit weird. That was with that guy and voice acting and.
Yeah, him, Uncle Dylan. How do I remember his name?
Because you play it every day. That's why.
Oh yeah, but I love the fact that some people still don't understand that I would not play. Well, I would play those games. Like a couple of comments were just so angry, but not like internet angry. They were just like, yeah, these look awful. I'm not playing these. Just don't play these. I'm like, oh yeah, thanks.
Yeah, it's like if you actually had some like legitimate games, but like they weren't really into them. It's like, hey, if you like your horse games, fair enough, but I don't want to see that.
But yeah, no, it was. I was tempted to do Simpson skateboarding, but I thought, that's been done. I think. Well, it has been done, so I didn't want to do it again.
I think what you should have done is announce that you were going to let's play the Star Wars Force Unleashed 2.
Really?
Well, you would have to have followed your channel for a while to get why that's a joke.
Yeah.
So I guess that's why it wouldn't work too well, but... Because that's what happened last year with your channel. It was all about the Force Unleashed.
I wanted to do part 1 of Let's Play Destroy Humans Path to Furon.
Oh.
As an April Fool's, but that would have been really bad.
Yeah, that's one thing I noticed about a certain amount of April Fool's jokes this year. I can't really remember any, but I remember thinking this, that an April Fool's joke isn't good if you pretend to do something people want you to do, and then you just don't do it. Like, that just seems kind of really mean. Like, I'm going to let's play this game that everyone wants. Kidding! It's like, that's... You're not really taking anyone for a fool or, like, a friendly prank. You're just teasing. It's just mean.
Yeah, the best April Fools are where no one gets hurt. And out there, it's just a bit of harmless fun. And that would not... People would be angry if I did something like that, so I decided against it.
Well, I did have an idea of what to do for an April Fool's joke, but I just didn't have enough time to do it. So maybe next year I'll do it. I'm not too sure if I'm going to reveal what it... No, I'll reveal it.
Go on.
The idea was that I was going to put up a 2-hour video of Let's Play The Simpsons Skateboarding, but I would only play it for 10 minutes and then just pad out the video, like with an image.
Right.
So people would click it thinking, oh, he did a full Let's Play of the game, like make it 2 hours with that image, and then of course 10 minutes into it I just say, this is terrible, forget it, and then just stop.
Yeah. I like that could have been like a whole, because you see that sometimes, like the whole playthrough in one video. I would have been fooled by that, I reckon.
Yeah.
Maybe. You'd have to have some very good music when it's just nothing on the screen, like Spanish Flea or something. Exactly that, yeah.
Just loop that moment in The Simpsons when Homer's in the car listening to it.
Yes. Don't get any Fox problems though. Try not to.
I'll just do it for 10 hours. Well, might as well.
Yeah, if you're going to do it, just go all in. Yeah.
But while we're talking about April Fools, we can probably just jump to our first topic. Not that much happened this week, but one thing that did happen is that Frostbite did their own April Fools prank, if you could really call it that. In case people don't know, Frostbite are the people behind the engine that runs Battlefield and the Battlefield games. So, I'm not sure what other games they run, because I'm not sure if Frostbite is part of DICE, but they're related. So what they did is that they tweeted out 3 separate tweets that were meant to be jokes. The first one is, good news, we are finally... Wait, hold on, how does this read? Good news, we have finally optimized our netcode. I think I just wrote this down wrong.
Good news, everyone!
Yeah. So we have finally optimized our netcode to use quantum entanglement for zero latency connections. Did I just write this down wrong? This has got horrible grammar.
Are you alright there?
Oh, I'll go on to the next one.
Okay.
So the second one is, Frostbite will power Half-Life 3, coming out summer 2014, Wii U exclusive. And then the final one is, Frostbite now runs on the Wii U, since it is the most powerful Gen 4 platform. Our renderer is now optimized, it's spelt wrong, for Mario and Zelda. So pretty much they just tweeted out this stuff where it's kind of bashing the Wii U a bit. And then a couple days later, EA, because EA own Frostbite, I assume, or EA are the publisher behind Battlefield, saying we don't condone what they said and it was unacceptable and stupid. So the most offensive part about all this is that is a terrible April Fool's Day joke. Even if I take out my bias towards the Wii U and, I didn't really like them slagging it off, it's just not that funny, because nobody's going to believe it. Nobody's just going to be, taking the fool and being like, oh, you got me. And it's not a hilarious, ludicrous idea, and there's no kind of wit behind any of these tweets, so... I don't know about EA having to apologise for it, but it's just terrible. Just a terrible prank that they obviously put no time and effort into.
Oh, a Half-Life 3 joke. How original.
Oh, Half-Life 3. When's that coming out? I don't know.
I mean, I have no Wii bias, and yeah, they stink. They just stink. They're not funny at all. They're not even small exhale through the nose funny. It's not even that. It's just, ugh.
And that's, I think, the reason why EA apologised for it, because, EA have a horrible image, so anything like this, they kind of have to turn around and make sure is all okay. They can't have anything like this looming over them, on top of the other stuff. But it's just, Frostbite, because Frostbite have always had a problem with the Wii U. A few months ago, somebody asked the people at Frostbite, because they were revealing the new version of it, can it run on Wii U? And the guy was like, no, it only runs on actual powerful good consoles. Just completely exposing their bias towards the Wii U. And then a few days later, the guy had to say, oh, I didn't actually mean that the Wii U was terrible. I meant that it could technically run on it, but it wouldn't run as well. And just backpedaling and not standing behind what they said. And I think as someone with a Wii U bias, that's really kind of irritating, because they just used April Fool's Day to just say, oh, isn't the Wii U still terrible? And it's bad because it's just that weird mentality when it comes to the gaming community, and you see it a lot on the internet, where if you don't like something, you hate it and have to bash it. Like, you see it a lot mostly with kids, because kids get one console, either the Xbox, the PlayStation, or the Wii U, and that's what their parents got them, so they have to defend it to the end, because at school everyone's like, what do you mean you don't have Infamous Second Son? You're a loser! And then they have to defend Kinect Sports Rivals. So, that I know, it's sad, right? I was that kid in school. When they changed the Nintendo Revolution to Wii, I had to defend that blindly because I was still planning to get the thing, and everyone called me lame, and it was a very upsetting time in my life. But anyway, so it's really sad that Frostbite have that same attitude, because for some reason people just keep that attitude. They just have to have their opinion, and if you don't have that opinion, you're wrong. And if you decide that, I don't care that much about graphics, I like Mario and Zelda and whatever, so I'm going to get a Wii U, there's certain people in the gaming community who won't just be like, okay, well, if that's what you like, fair enough. I don't agree. I prefer to have a more powerful console, but whatever. But the people at Frostbite seem to be in the camp of, you're lame and stupid, and they just act very childish towards it. So that's what makes this sad to see, that it's just exposing that a big company like Frostbite can have such childish sensibilities when it comes to the gaming culture.
You know what I want to happen?
Go on.
I want the Wii U to just be done, right?
No.
I mean this in a good way.
Okay.
I'm sick of... we talk about the Wii U so much, and that's a bad thing, but it's always mostly negative. And it's just, it gets annoying when it's like, every time you mention it, it's always the butt of jokes. It's always this kind of crap. I just bring on the next console when people can say, actually... yeah, fair enough. They're all on the same level playing field. I want that.
So you want it to graphically be on the same playing field?
No. I just want people to stop moaning and all the time about the Wii U. It's like, fair enough. Don't like the Wii U. Fair enough. You're a massive company, and yet you're still making jokes that 10-year-olds will make. But just shut up now. Focus on your... what is it? Battlefield.
Yeah,
right?
Battlefield.
You're right. I think this was like, oh crap, it's April the 1st today. We should do something. Just tweet something quickly. And this guy's like, oh, okay. Maybe it's an intern. And it's like, and that happened.
Well, you might be right, but if it was any other company, I would say, yeah, it was probably just an intern who just didn't like the Wii U that much, so thought they would make some dumb jokes. But... like I mentioned, Frostbite in the past have been known to not have any respect for Nintendo or the Wii U. So, I want to say that this is, again, reflecting their childish view of, it can't even do Levolution, it's terrible. And it's quite funny that it's Frostbite saying this stuff when Battlefield 4 was a technical mess. It's one of the most... when it launched, it was one of the worst launches of recent memory. I would argue worse than SimCity. At least with SimCity, they got the servers up and running later on. The game had other problems, but the technical ones were sorted out eventually. Battlefield 4, I think, is only recently dealt with all its technical issues, and it's like... so you're going to insult Nintendo for not having a powerful console, or mock them for not having that powerful of a console, but your main game didn't run properly for months. For when it launched into 2014, it didn't run properly. So that aspect of it doesn't really matter that much in the grand scheme of things, but it still makes it a little embarrassing what they said.
It's very embarrassing. And you know who was behind it? I've just worked it out.
Oh.
Was that guy. Game Theorist.
Oh, not him again.
It was him. He works for Frostbite, doesn't he?
Well, listen, we all know that the Wii U's the new Virtual Boy. That's been proven scientifically. So, we can't argue against it.
I've been hard at work looking at two pictures and thinking, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's pretty much the same.
And this is the result. It's not good.
But no, so it's kind of it's just kind of a little frustrating. But I agree, people just need to stop, because the Wii U came out 2012. 2012 it came out, and it's still kind of happening. And it's quite sad because this week the Wii U's got a lot of good press with Mario Kart 8. because Nintendo put Mario Kart 8, put this new build, gave it to all the media sites. Everyone is saying nothing but good things. Everyone's kind of excited for Mario Kart 8. So it's weird that people would still hold this kind of view that the Wii U is worth disregarding. You know, you don't have to like the thing, you don't have to want to buy the thing, but to hold the opinion that you can just disregard Nintendo in the console war is kind of insane, because Mario Kart 8, everyone likes Mario Kart and is interested in it, and this new one might be the best one yet. And then you still got Super Smash Brothers. There's a new Nintendo Direct coming next Tuesday. It's going to be awesome. People are excited for that game. It looks amazing. And then, of course, you got Zelda on the Wii U. People seem to have forgotten that Nintendo's biggest hardcore franchise is The Legend of Zelda, and all the hardcore fans love those games. And they're going to reveal a new HD one at E3. So to say that they're already done is just kind of a little ludicrous. And then you also got Bayonetta 2 and X, and then you just got the Game Boy Advance games just coming, which is kind of nice. So it just, you know, like you said, it's getting a bit tiresome, and it by the end of this year, I know I was saying it last year, but by the end of this year, I think things would have come around for the Wii U. Not to the point where it's outselling the PS4, nothing like that, but it should, by the end of this year, the game library is going to be good enough where people just can't dismiss it in the same way.
I saw some of that Mario Kart stuff. It looked nice. I think you're right. It looked cool. It looked very, very sharp and vibrant, and then I liked the because I think the only Mario Kart games I've played are the DS one,
Ooh,
the Wii one, and maybe one other. But I was like, oh, I remember that track. So even for me, I haven't been a massive part of the franchise, I could get some oh, that's cool. I've played that one on there from that trailer, so that's pretty good. I like that.
Yeah, it's definitely Mario Kart 8 is the game to bring in hardcore and casual fans. Because do you know how many copies of Mario Kart Wii were sold?
7 million.
Oh, well, you're way off with that one. It was 32.
I meant 7 billion.
Oh, well, you're way off still.
Oh.
I mean, that's even worse. You could times that, but whatever. So Mario Kart Wii sold a stupid amount, and that's 32 million. That's more than any single Call of Duty game and just any other of the best-selling games. More than, I think, any GTA game, I want to say. And that, Mario Kart Wii only came out on the Wii, just one console, and it wasn't packaged with it. I believe they did do a bundle where it's here's a Wii with the game, but most of those were just the game by itself. So if you think that the Mario Kart 8, which looks amazing and people are excited for, isn't going to really help the Wii U, then you're crazy. You're a crazy person.
Think of how many of those plastic stupid wheel things are just lying in people's attics.
Oh yeah, they're pretty gross with dust by now.
They're nasty. Yeah. But I had one.
Yeah, everyone did. It was just in your house. Everyone bought Mario Kart.
Now the question is, did you have those awful tennis racket extension and golf club?
God no.
Thank goodness, because they sucked. Even I knew they sucked, and I was young.
Well, I sold my Wii before all that stuff came in. I sold my Wii before Mario Kart came out, so I've never owned Mario Kart on the Wii. Fun fact.
Why is that?
Because my brother has it, so it would be stupid to have 2 copies of it.
Oh, okay.
But I'm going to get 8 anyway.
Yeah.
But no, so back to the Frostbite tweets specifically, though. So, do you agree that EA should have said they're unacceptable and stupid? Because that's not. Because when I first saw the story, I was kind of thinking, is this a censorship kind of issue where the guys were just kind of making a joke? So should they be penalised so much for it? But then I came to the conclusion that no, it's not really. It kind of was just a stupid kind of thing to say, and that there was no repercussions of it. It was yeah, you're a company, you shouldn't be tweeting silly things like that.
Yeah, I think it was fair to do that. It wasn't really what they said, but just the fact they did it was stupid enough to be, have a little slap on the wrist for her, I think.
Yeah, and if they actually made it funny, then I would have no problems with it.
Yeah, exactly. If it was good, then fine. But it's like when a little kid tries to make a joke, but then does something really awkward instead.
Yeah,
and you have to kind of go, oh, ha ha ha, and then it's not good. It's just embarrassing.
Yeah, because there's like humour. There's like a bad joke where somebody tried to be funny and it didn't work out, but then there's somebody using humour to just try and attack someone, and that's what this was. It wasn't them trying to do a joke and it was bad. It was them trying to do a joke. It was coincidentally bad, but they were trying to use humour to attack the Wii U because that's just what they seem to do. So that's wrong. But I don't have a problem if someone just tells a joke and it's just bad in itself. You can try and make a joke about the Wii U. There's nothing about that. And if a joke about the Wii U that you make bombs, that's still okay. But if you want to make a joke about the Wii U, it's bad, and you're actually trying to be mean about it, then that's the issue.
Have you seen any good jokes about the Wii U being bad?
Oh.
Just out of interest.
I have seen stuff about the Wii U where people like insult it in a funny way, and it makes me laugh.
Okay.
I can't think of any examples because it's more just on Twitter and in comment sections. Somebody types something, and it's like, well, at least it's not as bad as the Wii U, haha, or whatever. And some of those have made me laugh, and I found them funny. So I'm going to say yes, but I couldn't quote any examples.
That's fine. Yeah, just as long as it has. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it shows that it is plausible.
It certainly is. Alright, next topic. Amazon Fire TV. So, over the last few months or so, it's been teased by Amazon there's been rumours that Amazon are going to release their own games console, and this week we finally got to see what that was, and it turns out it isn't a games console at all. So pretty much it's Amazon Fire TV, which is a box very similar to Apple TV, where it's a streaming box, where you pay $100 for the box and you can stream, Netflix, Hulu Plus, just all those sort of streaming services. You can just do that instantly through your TV. So it's just a little box that you just plug into your TV and you're streaming. But on top of this, you can get games that Amazon are selling on their website, because over the last few months or so, Amazon have been putting up games onto Amazon.com where you can get Sonic, or there's really not that much out there. But as well as being able to stream stuff with this box, you can also buy and play those games. So it's not a games console, sadly. It's just a box, and you can play little Android games on there. Because they did announce an exclusive that Amazon Game Studios have made, because they set up their own studio, and it was Civ Zero. And have you seen anything about this game?
No.
Well, it's a third-person shooter tower defense thing, and it looks fine. Like, it's just a really run-of-the-mill just shooter, so nothing really about it. So it does seem like Amazon, want people to think that this is a games console, because they're trying to put exclusives on the thing, and they did buy Double Helix, who are now going to be making games for it. But it's not. It's just not. It's just a box that you can stream stuff to.
Amazon have LoveFilm now, don't they?
Yeah, they do. I think they got. I'm not sure what happened with them, but I'm not 100% sure if they're still around.
Yeah, well, it's merged now, isn't it? Amazon's doing everything now. It's got they've recently changed Amazon Prime. It's now this whole bundle sort of thing. It used to be just for having next day delivery, but now it's like their own Netflix sort of thing.
Yeah, that's why I don't think LoveFilm is still around, because Amazon did own them. But if Amazon then launched their own Amazon Prime streaming, then I would assume that LoveFilm are gone.
I'd assume it's just it's probably still LoveFilm, but just with a different name now. But what was I going to say? Oh, and then all the drone stuff is so cool. But yeah, I mean, I don't think there's. I'm just reading here. They've also, apart from Double Helix, it says on this article, Amazon has also made key gaming acquisitions, including Portal designer Kim Swift,
Oh,
Far Cry developer Clint Hocking, and Halo writer Eric Nyland.
oh wow.
There you go.
Those are some big names.
Are they? I'd assume
Well, I don't know the name, but the name of the game, that's pretty big.
that's the name of the game. Yeah, yeah. It's big names there. Big games there.
Well, it's interesting because they said that you buy the box for $100, you get the controller for $40, but the games themselves are $1.85 each. So these are not AAA games in any sense of the word. And I think that's smart. I think that's a very smart way of doing it, because if you want to appeal to that crowd that loves those big graphics, you're going to have a box with a lot of power behind it. And if you can't get people to actually buy that console that you've invested so much money into, then you're just dead in the water. And it's very hard to actually have a console like that, because when companies make these consoles, they lose money. Like Sony with the PS3 is the most famous example, where they were operating on a loss for a long time just because they had to sell the PS3 so cheap, and they lost money on every PS3 they sold. So I think if Amazon are going to get into this market, and if they wanted to go for that big AAA market, they would have had to have done the same thing, where they would have to make this really powerful box and make people interested in it by just how powerful it was, and then just hope that people buy it. But they would be losing so much money initially if they then can't build up a games library so they can make their money back on software. Then it just would have collapsed. So they played the safer and smarter option of, we'll sell a cheap box, and if people want to use it for gaming, then great, and we're going to accommodate for that. But if not, then the casual person can still buy the box and stream Game of Thrones or whatever on the thing and still use it in a traditional way.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you're on there watching your Game of Thrones or your Walking Dead or whatever, the best chances they have for people to play the games is if they make them cheap enough and it's just right there next to it. And like, oh, well, that looks kind of cool and it's only $1 or whatever. I might as well have a go. And that could lead on to more. So, yeah, I can see the strategy they're going for. Seems simple enough. Pretty good.
Well, it's very strange that they're trying to make it a legit platform in some ways, though. Like, by having it be so cheap and have it be focused on streaming, that means, it's not actually a gaming console. But you still have to pay $40 for a controller, and they still have a dedicated game studio, and the first game they're releasing is F-Zero, which looks like a more hardcore game. It's not like Candy Crush or Cut the Rope or anything like that. It's a shooting game that uses the controller. So I think it's kind of a little too mixed message to actually really capture any sort of the hardcore crowd, if you could call them that. But I guess I got to give it to them for trying, and if they can sell these games cheaply, then people will still check it out. But nobody's going to buy this box just for games. It's just not going to happen.
No. I mean, it has come out of nowhere, really. We had those leaks a few months ago or whatever, but I think it's all very, very sudden. It's like, oh, what's this? And people are going to be scared by it.
Oh my god, it's a box.
It's a box. And actually, I don't know if you feel this way, but when something is kind of that cheap, I wonder if a lot of people will think, oh, it's a load of crap if it's that cheap. But if people see it's actually sort of expensive, they might think, oh, well, that's got to be good then.
Yeah, it's like that whole story about the guy who brought that vodka. I can't remember all the details, but there was this vodka that wasn't doing too well, and then some guy came along and said, oh, I'm going to buy this, and this is good stuff, and I'm going to try and make this work. And all he did was double the price. And because the price was a lot more, people, he made a lot more money off it, and people was like, oh, what is this? It's this must be a very fancy vodka. And of course, most people drinking vodka don't know good vodka. I'm not going to claim I do, but you just buy it, and if it's got a high price tag, then you're like, oh, sure, delicious. So he made a stupid amount of money. So obviously Amazon isn't going for that. They're going more for it's cheap, and if you want something for streaming, then buy it. So because, as we've already said, that the gamers aren't interested in this thing, the success of this box actually comes down to, are people interested in streaming boxes at all? And personally, I don't want one. They sound like the most pointless thing in the world. I can stream stuff of anything. It's that weird thing where a Steam box doesn't make sense to me, because you can just buy a screen big enough that you can plug a computer into and have that at home sitting down watching TV experience. All you have to do is plug a laptop into a TV, and laptops are pretty cheap nowadays, and you know, that's very easy to do. So to buy a laptop and a computer and then this separate box, who's buying these boxes?
Stupid people.
Stupid people, that's right.
Or people that, I don't know, people that don't make... People who want like an easy way of doing it, but they don't realise there is an easier way. So they think, oh, that's cool, it's a box that does this for me. It's like, oh, I get that because it's simple enough. But
yeah,
they're wrong.
It's even more confusing though, because Netflix, that's the biggest one. That's the biggest streaming service. You can get that on anything. Like, anything. Like, if you have any console in your living room plugged into the TV, any of them, any of the modern ones, any of the old gen PS3, 360 and the Wii, or if you have a PS4, Xbox One or Wii U, they all have Netflix. So you can just stream it like that. And an iPad and your phone, everything can stream. So why would you want a streaming box? Like, it's... I just don't... I can't think of a reason apart from what you said, the ease of it. But it's just got to be people who had Sky and had, like, cable for Americans and just had satellite. And it's like, oh, I've got to get the next one. Oh, I can get this streaming box. That's all I can really think, because you don't need a box.
You know what it is? I've just figured it out.
Oh. They
want, or they're hoping that people will want to have that little FaceTime thing. That's Amazon, isn't it? Have you seen those awful adverts where that woman's in the corner and she's like, "How can I help you today?" And the guy is saying, "Oh, I think it's for one of their tablets, and it's got live help." And you press it, and like a little screen comes up, and a helper from an office comes on screen. And in this advert, she's like, "Oh, how can I help you?" And this guy's saying, "Oh, my kid wants to play with a tablet, but I don't want them to play for too long." And she's like, "Oh, well, thankfully this Amazon blah, blah, blah has a parent lock feature." And there's some really awful jokes in there, and then he turns it off.
So what was the point in the video? Or in having a video chat about that?
Because she was kind, and she helped him. And it was a real person.
No, but wouldn't the only advantage of being on like a video chat with someone is that it's like, oh, I was building a chair and as you can see I snapped it, so what do I do now? And they can actually see the problem. Why would they have an advert where the problem is something that they can't see because he's using the tablet?
I don't know.
That's so stupid. There are applications to that, but not how do I parent lock my tablet.
I think that people want to see that lady. She's a good-looking lady.
Yeah, but they're going to be a hag most of the time.
Oh, yeah, it probably will be. A hag. I like that word. Hag.
You hag.
Witch. It's going to be hags. You heard it here first.
Oh, that's an awful idea, though. Like, people calling up are going to want to see someone pleasant, and if it's just someone having a bad day, which is fair enough. Yeah, it's not the best job in the world, so sometimes people are going to be stressed out. So now they're going to have to, that same person who's stressed out, having a bad day, are going to have to make sure they're presentable, and that's just not going to be good for them. And then another reason why it's not going to be good for that person, the actual employee, is because people are disgusting. They're not going to dress up. It's just going to be some guy who's like pretty much naked, like, yeah, I wanted to just stream Walking Dead. I can't. Can you help me out? And just drunk people and just stuff like that. All kind of weirdos are going to like phone in. So for every pleasant conversation where it's just some dad who's just, oh, I need some help with the little one, and then just some nice lady who's like, oh, I can do it, there's going to be like thousands of these horrible interactions documented by the wonderful internet.
Coming to think about it, I haven't actually seen that advert in a while. Maybe they've realised that.
Yeah, that's just...
Maybe they've taken away that feature.
Do you remember Chat Roulette?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it's going to be.
Yeah. Those poor little boxes on the screen, what they have to go through.
Oh god, that's so horrible.
So maybe they won't do that for this thing.
No.
Let's hope not.
No. But it's pretty disappointing with Amazon because they seem to be smart enough with this where they're like, we're not going to do the massive, powerful, like, mega box, whatever. They should call it mega box if they do that. That's a good name. But, yeah, so they didn't go that way, but they still seem to want the hardcore crowd with the controller and this Sub-Zero game, which, that's where they're going wrong. I think the best thing they can do is to try and compete with the mobile casual market by making sure all these flashes in a pan are on their system. Where, you know, there's Flappy Birds, they got to make sure they have that one. Because when people are going to be streaming their stuff and they just see, oh, this is the new #1 game, I want to jump into that and give that a go. They can do that. But that's the crowd they need. They don't... Somebody who actually wants a controller and would pay for a controller they're not going to want this box in the first place. So they need to go for the more casual, cool idea thing, rather than trying to compete with the third-person shooter genre. You know, you want a quick cut-the-rope game or something like that, not a Gears of War style game, because nobody is interested.
I'm just looking here at some of the... By the way, yeah, you're right, it's kind of in the middle because... I mean, you saying that, I reckon most people would just go... Their phone's going to be right next to them. I mean, who was not just going to go on their phone, where it's touchscreen and everything, for a lot of things? It's just weird. But I'm reading here, other games available for the new platform include NBA 2K14, right?
Nice.
Whatever. But Minecraft. And Minecraft is hugely popular on Xbox because... People, I've heard this from a few friends, people want to play with their friends, but they don't know how to set up a server. They can't play it on PC because they just don't know what to do. And it's really popular on Xbox because it's easy, it's split screen and all that kind of stuff. So Minecraft could work if they have a decent way of playing multiplayer.
Well, the problem with that version of Minecraft is that it's the Android version. It's the Pocket Edition, which means you get even less than the 360 version, but you put up with it on the iPad because it's like, hey, this is cool, I'm just quickly on my iPad, and this is I was just on Words with Friends, checking Facebook, and now I'm just quickly playing Minecraft, this is fantastic. But if you have to load up a streaming box and turn on the TV and to load up Minecraft, you're not going to do that for a lesser version of the game, when you have to do that to get the not as lesser version on the 360 and the PS3 now, and I think it's coming to the PS4 and Xbox One soon. So if you have to go on a box and use that box to play Minecraft, the Pocket Edition is not what you're going to go for, because there's no advantage to using it.
I didn't even think about the Pocket Edition. That sucks. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what I thought, and then it said Minecraft Pocket Edition. It's like, oh well, the best game that you have, or the biggest game, is the worst version of it. Easily.
Yeah. Well, damn. They have no hope.
No.
Well, you know, they may do.
And like you mentioned about how why wouldn't you just get up, you know, take your phone and play these gimmicky games. You know, this person already bought a streaming box, so they probably won't think of that.
Are we just taking the people that will buy this as like goldfish, basically? They're just going to forget everything and be like, how do I turn this thing on? And it's going to be the dumbest people on the planet.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay,
you have to pay for it, $100, so over here it'll be at least 80. I know it's not that much, but you either have to be stupid enough to be convinced that this is a gaming console and be like, 80 quid's not that bad, or you have to be stupid enough where you're still willing to spend 80 quid even though everything in your life already does everything this box can do.
People with too much money.
Well, it's not even that, because if you had more money, you would just buy something better, because this is 80 quid. That's nothing, really.
They would already have something better, though. They just want everything.
Oh, so the weird part of the tech community where it's stupid people who think that they're into the tech community. So it's like, oh, new shiny box, I'll buy that. The Amazon Fire TV, wonderful product. When really they just don't know what they're doing.
They play it once and they're done with it.
Yeah, they don't do it based on facts, they just do it because, I'm up with what the kids are playing. The iPhone is a great bit of kit. I've played many games of Doodle Jump on that old device.
Listen. This is all I have to say on the matter. All right.
Oh.
If they had invested all the money they spent on this stupid bloody thing, which I'm sure is a lot of money, getting all these Kim, whatever her name was, and those people, and this, and Double Helix, put all that money into the drone research and development. If they sent drones to my house, I would use Amazon every day. Every day. So just get on that now. Screw this.
I'm going to be honest, I don't care about the drones at all. Because with Amazon Prime, you already get it next day. So why do I need it sooner?
30 minutes.
But that's... No.
Approximately. But it'll be a flying thing coming to your door.
But I don't want a flying thing coming to my door. Just leave my door alone. I want a nice, friendly postman.
Oh, screw them.
No, not the postman too.
I want flying postmen. Alright? Why don't the postmen just come on the drones? It's fine, they can steer it.
See, they must be sad, because the postmen are like, damn it, if only we invented the jetpack before the drones, we would be laughing right now.
It'll be we haven't seen nothing yet. It'll be a giant war in a few years to come. Drones versus postmen. It'll be just bloodshed and everything. Horrible. Horrible.
Just to get your Amazon Fire TV to some person's house. Like, oh, I'll buy that for 30 minutes. And then it's 30 minutes of just hell trying to get to the house. And they just have no idea what this poor little drone has been through. Mm-hmm. So they could stream Breaking Bad.
There's all these dead postmen just lying around. Because, these drones have obviously been armed.
Oh, yeah.
Against these deadly postmen who still want their jobs. It's horrible.
I kind of see it as that one part in Harry Potter. I guess it must have been 7 Part 1, where they're trying to escort Harry on all the broomsticks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Pretty much that.
Is that where the bird dies?
Yeah, Hagrid really takes it for the team.
Oh. Yeah.
That was a funny moment.
Yeah, I was just saying, I think the drones are the future. This is not.
No, I don't think drones are the future. I think the issue of airspace and people damaging them, it just can't work out too well.
But think about this. Alright, you're saying what would I need in 30 minutes if I can just wait a day? What about, you can buy food on Amazon. You could shop on Amazon. And it'll be to your door.
Okay, food shopping, that would make sense.
Yeah.
But then everyone buys a lot of food, so how much, or how big would this drone have to be?
You'd have like mini drones and then big drones, fat drones.
But then
this is why they need more money.
That's going to be horrible. Having a big fat drone with like lettuce and bread and milk coming over everyone's houses.
Like bottles of milk come smashing down from. It could be quite dangerous.
Yeah, and the birds aren't going to like it. That's who I'm thinking of mostly.
Oh god, it'll be a battle between birds, drones, and postmen.
It's just going to be murder in the sky every day.
It's just getting worse. I have to rethink this then.
No, I don't think realistically it could really work. Like, think about it. Say in one town, how many Amazon packages do you think are going to be like delivered in one day?
A lot.
You're just going to have this. Yeah, you're just going to have this constant drone of noise, like every day. It's going to be horrible.
They'll make them silent
somehow. Oh, well.
I don't know how they're even going to power them. It's the future.
It's not. I'm sticking to my thing. I'm usually wrong when it comes to predicting, but I'm going to say in the next, I don't know, in the next 2 years it's definitely not going to happen.
Okay, what about this? What if they made like tunnels, an underground tunnel system for the drones?
Oh no, there's too much stuff underground already.
Okay, what about like the Futurama pipes?
What, so you send your package through the pipe?
They're the drones with the package.
Why would the drones have the package if you have the pipe?
I don't know. I just want drones.
Okay,
right.
Drones would be better than pipes, because you would have to have pipes to every single person's door, and it would have to be across the whole of the country. So that would be worse than drones. But drones are still going to be in the sky, just buzzing away.
What about... Oh, I'm just going to stop. I'm
just saying, I don't think it's going to happen in the next few years. And I think even if they make the technology better, the problem with it is that this drone still has to physically hold whatever you're ordering. So if it's a DVD or a Blu-ray, I guess, then that's no problem. If it's just a load of little drones with Blu-rays, that's fine. But if you're ordering something a lot bigger than that, like, say, a PS4, imagine on launch day of, like, the PS5, just having all these drones just delivering them to everyone. Like, people would just, like, knock it down and be like, oh, I got a PS5, that's pretty good. And you would just have so many of them just in the town, and you would just see them. It'd be awful.
So, virtual reality you're fine with, but drones, you're not. What is this double standard here?
I don't hate technology. That's not my point.
Virtual reality is the future, but drones, no, they can go to hell.
Virtual reality is the future. Alright, a virtual reality game about drones I'm all for.
Okay, let's compromise them.
Yeah.
That'll be one of the games released on the Amazon Fire TV. Playing as one of the drones.
185.
Can't wait.
But that's how they could do it, though. Like, when, going back to the topic at hand, when I heard that the guy from Portal, or one of the guys from Portal, was being hired, I was like, yeah, perfect. Because that's what every game should be, right? Because that's a good mix of, it's a really cool idea, it's a hardcore game, but a casual person can still appreciate how cool it is and how unique it is, and it's like a short, quick, 3-4 hour burst. So I think those are the games, like all these indie games that have come around, like Journey, Limbo, Portal. That's what they should be targeting, and that's what I hope they do in the future. Go for something like that.
I agree. It could work.
It won't work, and that probably won't happen, but if they're going to do it and try and make this work, go for unique, cool ideas like Portal.
Just go to Steam Greenlight and steal all their ideas.
Well, that seems a bit... Or Amazon could just pay them and be like, hey, we'll pay for the game, just put it on Amazon Fire TV.
Yeah, do that then. Yeah, that could also work. We don't have to steal from anyone.
No. Unless it's being flown on a drone, and then it's just right there, so why not, right?
You're dangerous around those drones.
Why? I'm not dangerous. I wouldn't do it, but I wouldn't trust... See, the postman is a person handling his stuff, but he's paid to make sure nothing happens to it. So if someone does try and take my Blu-rays, he's defending that with his life. He's paid to do that. Some guy who's just, I'm going to get Tom's Blu-ray, and the postman's like, no, for justice. But the drone is just going to be like, brrr, and just like get smashed. It needs some sort of defense, or just nothing's going to happen. It's just, there goes my Blu-ray, and the drone's just going to like cry back to base.
So you're saying the drones need emotions?
Emotions could work.
That's a dangerous game you're playing there now.
We should just do iRobot, just iDrone instead.
You bring up an important thing about postmen, especially in Britain anyway. I mean, for the most part, postmen are pretty good. I've had a few times where you can see my Christmas cards have been ripped open for any notes or money. You know?
God.
Nasty. That's bad. But at least it's not like in America where you see all these videos of UPS drivers literally chucking packages out of the truck onto the doorstep. So I suppose we've got it better than that.
Yeah, that's funny.
That's awful. That's bad.
But I would assume that person would just get fired.
I would hope so. Yeah, too lazy to even get out of the bloody truck. That's bad.
Well, I think it's kind of rigorous to become a postman as well. Obviously not like a policeman or anything like that, but it's still kind of... You can't just be like, yeah, I have shoulders, so I can just carry all this stuff. You do have to like go through proper tests and training before they allow you to handle the post, because it's such a big deal protecting people's privacy when it comes to the post.
Plus you get a bike.
That's
too. Great.
I mean, I can't ride a bike, but for people who can, that's pretty good.
It is pretty good. Yeah. Alright,
let's shut up about the postman. They've gotten enough love on this podcast, right?
Well, the drones haven't, but okay.
But the drones, they have to earn my love, and the poster's already done that.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Okay, so Captain America 2, Winter Soldier. Now, I think it's out in America now, but it came out in Europe early, which is pretty cool. We get all these superhero films like a week or two early. Like Spider-Man's coming out on the 18th of April over here, but in America it's like a week or two after that, so that's pretty cool. So I got to see Captain America 2, and I have to say, I think it's probably one of the best Marvel films of recent years. Now, I'm talking about just the Avengers, sort of, that sort of style, because Marvel is a big company, and of course you still got X-Men and Spider-Man, which are Marvel characters, not. So I'm just talking about like Thor, Iron Man, the Hulk, and Captain America. So out of those films, I think this is one of the best ones yet. Not an amazing film, but just a really solid superhero film. Two things I really liked about it. The first one is that S.H.I.E.L.D. are portrayed to be horrible, like really, really horrible. They put S.H.I.E.L.D. in a very negative light in this film, and that's awesome. Like, I don't like S.H.I.E.L.D. I think they're dumb with their stupid helicopter thing, or whatever that was in the Avengers. And in fact, they have something about part of the plot in this one is how dumb that kind of was. I don't want to give anything away, but they just spin that and spin everything that S.H.I.E.L.D. was doing, where it was like, it wasn't great. Like, they shouldn't have been doing that. S.H.I.E.L.D. are not good. And I loved that, because I never got the impression that S.H.I.E.L.D. were awesome or cool, or that they were like these, really great guys. They just seemed to be the organisation that had to deal with this stuff. So that was awesome, because it's pretty much as evil as you can paint an organisation, which is exactly what I wanted. And the second thing I really liked about it is that it plays out more like a thriller than it does a superhero film. Along the way, like, the Captain America and co. are trying to piece everything together, and there are 3 big twists in this film, and that's really cool, because usually you might get like the one twist in a superhero film, but mostly it's them just like punching and doing their cool superhero stuff. So I actually really like that Captain America 2 did the mix, where they still had like the big over-the-top story reveals, which you get in comic books all the time. So it's kind of odd that they haven't done that with the film so much. So with the films, they've tried to keep that away, but in Captain America 2, they've kind of gone more with the comic book, and it was really this guy all along, oh no, and they put it off, and it works really well. So I thought it was really solid, much better than the Avengers, and I really liked it.
How was Chris Evans?
Oh,
is that his name?
Yeah, he was fine.
He seems kind of boring to me.
Well, Captain America's kind of boring anyway. Like, but if you look at the character itself, it's just a guy who is strong, and they just called him Captain America. So he's not, it's like the whole Batman thing, where Batman is the least interesting part of that universe. And I think that's true for certain comic book villain or certain comic book heroes, and Captain America is definitely one of the key ones, where he's not the interesting part. He's just the guy who's the hero and does the hero stuff in the story.
But does he even have like interesting villains and stuff?
Nazis.
Is Nazi still in this?
Yes and no.
Is Hitler in it?
Well, he doesn't make an appearance, sadly.
Was Hitler in the first one?
No.
He must have been. What? They can't have that without Hitler.
You can't have Captain America without Hitler, that's right. Well, no, what they did is that in the first one, it's Hydra who are a part of the Nazi regime, but ultimately plan to take over the Nazis and then do their own evil world domination thing. So the villain in that one was Red Skull, who was a Nazi, but he wasn't Hitler. He was just more... Yeah, he just wasn't Hitler. He was the head of Hydra instead.
So he was worse than Hitler?
In a way.
Wow.
I would say he's worse than Hitler, but he's still pretty bad.
I don't know. I see all these trailers, these films, and we've talked about this before. I'm not even going to bother. I'm just tired of it.
Well, this one was good, though. I think this one was worth watching. because I'm sick of these films, so I was like pleasantly surprised by this one. I was like, hey, that was a really solid superhero action film. And, I don't like the Avengers, as I've mentioned many times before, so I like that they portrayed S.H.I.E.L.D. in such a bad way. Like, such a bad way. It's awesome. And that was great, and yeah, so I would definitely recommend it, even if you are sick of these films.
Was that Agent Coulson, whatever his name is,
Phil.
in it?
Oh, Phil.
You love a bit of Phil. Was he in it?
No.
Good, I don't like him.
No, neither do I. But no, if you don't like S.H.I.E.L.D. though, you should watch this film at some point.
Yeah, I don't like S.H.I.E.L.D. But then I don't like Captain America either.
Oh.
What is up with his S.H.I.E.L.D.? You say he's just a super strong guy, but how come his S.H.I.E.L.D. comes back to him? Magic.
I can't say why it comes back. I think he's supposed to be good with it, so he spins it so it comes back.
Oh, so it's like a boomerang.
Yeah, so it's like if he spins it like to the left of him to the side and angled it to go and spin it, then it will spin round, hit someone, and then come back to him.
Okay.
I think that's what's going on. It's because the shield is meant to be made out of something that can't be broken. It's why in the Avengers they have that big moment where Thor lays his hammer down on Captain America's shield, and then there's like the shockwave. Because it's supposed to be indestructible.
Like a unstoppable force and an immovable object.
Yeah.
That sort of stuff.
Although that was stupid, because it doesn't matter if the shield's indestructible. Captain America would have got plummeted, got forced into the ground.
Physics here. You got to follow it.
No,
Otherwise, disbelief.
The only reason you would do that in the film, because Joss Whedon was obviously going for a lot of fan service when it comes to that film. Whenever you do any sort of crossover, it's ultimately just a fan service thing. So obviously that's what he was going for. But if you're going to have the fan service, then you've got to try and make it like this is actually what would happen. Like, even within the logic of the film. Because Captain America is strong, but it's definitely not invincible. He's just strong for a guy. So, Thor is like half god, and has that hammer, which is like intensely powerful. So if he smacked it into Captain America's shield, the force would still be incredible. Like, the shield wouldn't absorb all the force. His body would absorb the force, so he would get knocked back. He wouldn't just stand there and a sonic boom would happen. It's just like...
I'm just picturing you in the cinema watching Avengers, and that happens on screen. You just stand up and you're like, everyone, that wouldn't happen.
No way.
This is what would happen.
People complain about...
Get down, we can't see the film. Wait a minute, let me just tell you.
Everyone take off their 3D glasses and listen, alright? This film is a lie.
Oh dear.
And people complain about gravity, but the Avengers is what we should be looking at.
I have a question about Captain America.
Okay.
It may be spoilers, I don't know. I don't know if it happened or not. But all I know about Captain America is that he dies.
Yeah, that's the first one. But he doesn't actually die. He gets frozen because he was around in World War II. That's why he was fighting the Nazis.
No, I mean he dies again.
Oh.
In the comics.
Oh, in the comics?
He dies. He's gone.
Oh, well, he doesn't die in this film. I can tell you that.
Okay. just out of interest.
But no, I would say this is worth watching. I would definitely recommend it as someone who didn't like the Avengers, so it's good.
I would go to more films if it was cheaper, but it's just too expensive.
Well, Orange Wednesdays.
Yeah, but then you've got to go with someone, and...
Well, that's not that bad, is it?
Well, I suppose not, but it's not as if, like... If I was going to do something with a friend, cinema's not the best thing to do, because you just sit there in silence. That's the only thing. It's not very social, is it?
I know, that's why I kind of get annoyed when I go to the cinema, because in the last couple of years I did start seeing films by myself. Not all the time. Like Captain America 2 I didn't go by myself, but I started to be more open to the idea and I would actually go to the cinema and just watch a film because I wanted to see it. Because it's not social at all. it's everyone's in a dark room, everyone's staring directly at screen, and if you're talking, then you're not. Then why are you even there at all?
Yeah.
So, I don't think you should have to go with a person. And then you get people who just, especially younger people, because you can't really do that much if you're like 13 or 14. So that's what you kind of go and do. And most of them are kind of chit-chatting away and being loud. And it's just like, shut up. We're all here for one thing. Let's just enjoy the film and then leave.
Yeah, pretty much. There is this nasty stigma around going to the cinema by yourself. I was going to go at some point, but I just never did because, I don't know, there is this thing. It's like, if you said that, someone would go, oh, you went by yourself, are you alright? Like, yeah, I just want to see a film, alright? Leave me alone. I'm alright, okay?
But yeah, that's so weird though, because that person, because where I live or at my uni, it's a big shopping centre and there's a HMV and an Odeon in it. So if I went to that shopping centre, went to HMV, brought a Blu-ray, took it home, sat down, watched it by myself, and afterwards, like, hey, I just watched this film, they would just be like, oh, really? That's that's pretty cool. Or they might not be that interested in it, but you could still be like, yeah, I saw this film, it was pretty fun. But if I said, oh, I walked a few steps over next to HMV and just saw it in the cinema and then came home, that's the weird part. That's what makes it weird. I guess it's just because everyone does make it social. If you don't go with someone, it implies that you couldn't go with someone. So it's more like there's an implication that you're a loser because you couldn't find someone, even though you don't have to, and it doesn't say that much about how many friends you have. I don't think.
I think we need to start a change in society.
I think what they should do is in the cinema rip out every second chair. So you just can't talk to someone when you're there. So everyone does go by themselves because you can't chit-chat when you're in the cinema.
Individual plastic booths.
Yeah.
You might suffocate, but can't talk or anything. And soundproof as well, so you won't be able to hear rustling.
Yeah, you could just have popcorn and no one would hear it.
And speakers, it'll be great, but kind of expensive as well. And that's the thing that's put me off in the first place. So let's not do that.
No.
Cinemas are expensive enough as it bloody well is.
Mm.
But yeah, we need to change this. People go to the cinema by yourselves.
Yeah,
and
it's
enjoy the
really
film.
like going to a restaurant is weird by yourself. But if you do an activity where you don't talk during the actual activity, then go by yourself. Why not?
I went to a McDonald's after work one time because I was really hungry. I'm like, I want to eat McDonald's, and I didn't want to wait to go home and eat it. So I was like, right, I'm just going to eat it in the store. I got home and my cousin was like, "You were in the store? Are you all right?" Oh, yes, I was hungry. All right, I didn't want to wait. I wanted to eat the bloody burger. Oh man, being on your own's fine. Okay.
See that does make sense what you're saying, but I once ate at McDonald's by myself because I was hungry, and I was so depressed afterwards. Like,
really?
I felt it. Like, being surrounded by people just like, ha 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 ha, and just enjoying themselves, and me there with some chips, being like, God, what am I... Oh, that one was pretty rough.
You see, that was during when they had the American, they change it every week burger.
Oh,
and that was a nice burger. So I was just happy I was eating the burger. Like bacon and cheese and all this stuff. And I was on my phone, it was fine.
But it always reminds me of that one joke in Superbad where... have you seen Superbad?
No.
Oh, well, everyone's seen Superbad. It's like one of the classic comedy films at this point. It's hilarious.
I haven't seen it.
Well, pretty much they're in the cafeteria and there's just these two... it's Jonah Hill and Sarah sitting there. And then Michael's like, oh, I'm going to go. And then Jonah's like, don't leave me here. I can't be the guy eating by myself. Like bloody... I can't remember what he said. I think it was Freddy or something. I can't remember the name. Because I can't be sitting here by myself like bloody Freddy over there. And then there's just some guy just smiling to himself, no one around him, just really enjoying his food, just like kind of into it, sitting by himself. And every single time I see that film, that always kind of makes me laugh.
Oh, I was Freddy.
Yeah.
Oh well.
It's not even Freddy. I can't remember what it is, but because we once I went to a mate's house because this was when we were younger, and his parents weren't in for the week, so party time. But we had no money just to buy drinks, so instead we just watched films every night, and we watched Superbad every night.
Wow.
So we watched it 7 times in 1 week. And the only joke that we consistently laughed at was that one. Just the image of the guy sitting there by himself, really enjoying his food, just by himself.
That's a sign of a good joke right there.
I know, it was just funny every time.
Yeah.
I need to rewatch that film. That's so good.
I need to watch it.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
I mean, people got sick of it at the time, but it is a really funny film.
Is that the film with the guy in the glasses?
Yeah, McLovin. That's where he comes from.
Right. Yeah, 'cause I've got a friend who looks like him. I remember him saying about that.
Oh.
Yeah, I should watch it.
Does he go to McDonald's by himself?
He does not. No.
Not even that guy does.
No. And he hasn't got a job, so screw him.
Oh. What a bum.
What a bum. What a lazy bum.
Alright, so do you want to hear what's coming out next week?
Sure.
Well, the big one is Titanfall on the 360 finally comes out next week.
Hmm.
I mean, I would say it's interesting because now we can finally see if it holds up to the... It's not that interesting, let's just move on.
Hmm.
And then the next one is Kinect Sports Rivals finally comes out. Rare's big hit for the Xbox One.
Is that like a deeper cut now you've been playing all the Donkey Kong games?
No, because I loved them anyway.
Okay.
I played the N64 ones and that was brutal. And it's not that big of a cut because they 100% did it to themselves. Like, people like to say, once they were brought by Microsoft, Microsoft, what are you doing? But they completely did it to themselves. They got chance and they got time and time again, they let people down by making bad games. Like, they made Grabbed by the Ghoulies, which was their first one on Xbox, not very good. They remade Conker, which was heavily censored, so completely pointless, and apparently had a weird frame rate. They then made a sequel to Perfect Dark, which people loved the original. New one was not very good. They made Cameo Elements of Power, which nobody really cared about. Fever Pinata, which was okay, but it was for more kids because they made like a TV show. Then they made a sequel to Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, which just wasn't good and completely missed the point entirely. And they made a remake of Diddy Kong Racing DS, which added in touchscreen mini games, which were just terrible because it was a racing game. And they added in this touchscreen, it was just pointless and terrible. And then what did they make after that? And then that's when they finally got put on to making the avatars and Kinect Sports games. I feel like I'm missing one, but it probably wasn't good. So they completely had so many chances to both make new IPs that people were interested in and also sequels to classics that people loved, and they failed every single time. So when I see that they're making these games, I'm not sorry for them. It's just like, that's kind of sad.
Oh, okay. I mean, are these games any good?
Well, the Kinect Sports games.
Yeah.
Well, it's got Kinect in the title, so I'll let you have a guess.
Maybe it's a really good Kinect game.
It's Sports Rivals. You just play sports activities.
They must be running out of sports by now.
Well, yeah, they kind of a bit liberal about it. Like, anything that's an activity outside is a sport.
Sport now.
Yeah, if you're running out of breath, it's a sport.
That's suntanning?
Well, they're not suntanning.
No?
Well, you would with the Kinect, it would just have the sense that you're just lying there. It's like, great job, killer, awesome, combo, amazing.
That could work.
you scratch your nose, you have to restart the level.
Yeah, pretty much. You put the sun cream on incorrectly.
Yeah, it says, oh.
You know, put on too high of a fat tea, you're not going to get a good tan.
You don't put any on, you get a game over screen where it says you have cancer.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of potential. Suddenly you're in the doctor's office, it's all just gone very downhill quickly.
You have to cry, and the Kinect has to pick that up as you're telling your family the bad news.
This stop.
I just wanted to glow. I have that summer glow, and now it's gone.
I just wanted an achievement for tanning. All right.
Your avatar dies. You just can't play as it again ever.
Your account gets deleted. Yeah, stuff like that. It all fits in with their new rating system as well.
Yeah, perfect.
It's great. Anyway, so there's that.
Yeah. So then the last one is Lego The Hobbit. And does it seem like, shouldn't it be called the Lego Hobbit?
Lego The Hobbit Lego.
The Hobbit Lego might kind of work, but it's called Lego The Hobbit. But having Lego then the just seems odd.
Lego The Hobbit. Wait, what's it called again?
It's called it's called Lego The Hobbit.
And you think it should be called the Lego Hobbit?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because Lego Star Wars works, but if it was the Star Wars, Lego the Star Wars, that's weird. It would be the Lego Star Wars.
Hang on. What about calling it Peter Jackson's Lego The Hobbit? No, it's still got the same problem.
Yeah,
Peter Jackson's Lego Peter Jackson.
Lego Peter Jackson presents.
I don't know. Oh, it does seem a bit weird, doesn't it? Lego The Hobbit. Yeah. Does it seem any good?
Probably, but I kind of gave up on those games. Like City Undercover was really good, but I couldn't really say about the newer ones past that. So if you like the other ones, it seems like they hit that same low level of quality. So if you like the other ones, the new one's out next week, so go get it.
Are they doing that thing again where there's going to be another one for the last film?
Yeah.
Oh, why did they just wait? It's already been ages since The Hobbit's come out now, so why don't they just wait till the last one comes out?
Well, they could do, but I don't know.
It's not even a long story, for God's sake.
People will buy it.
Yeah, cute little, whatever, Gollum thing.
Yeah, why would you say Gollum?
I don't know, I bet Gollum looks quite good in Lego form.
No, probably not.
I bet he does.
What, with his little loincloth and horrible teeth and gross hair?
And you, Dobby. Dobby. Oh no.
Oh yeah.
I remember one of your reviews, you had a picture of Dobby.
Yeah, God, I completely forgotten about that. I just found...
only until I saw that, I was like, oh my God, that is terrifying.
Yeah, that was... What was that? That was like back when I was trying to make the top 10 list work, and I did the top 10 disappointing games of this generation. And one of them was I think one of them was the Lego games. So I found a picture of Lego Dobby, so I just was like, wow, that's terrifying, that's gotta go in. Can't leave that out.
Oh dear.
Who do you think would win in like a scary person contest? Lego Dobby or video game Judi Dench? Like, who's the scarier one?
Judi Dench.
But you get to pick which game as well.
Oh, I can't remember what they were. Oh no. One of them like a man, I know that.
Yeah, you got you got the demon one who was in GoldenEye Rogue Agent.
Yeah.
And then you had like, I think the Everything or Nothing one, she looked like some sort of bird.
Yeah.
Like she had
weird eyebrows or something.
Yeah, some weird eyebrows and neck. And then Bloodstone, she had jowls, but it was like the best one.
Yeah, that's like, yeah. I'm still gonna go Judi Dench. Let's just go with Demon.
Yeah, let's go Demon.
Because Demon, you can't. What's gonna win against a demon? Not a little bitty elf.
No, he gets murdered, so he's no good.
It sucks.
They both get stabbed and die.
I think we've caught onto something here.
Are they the same person? I don't know.
Oh my god, I've just found the picture.
Yeah.
Okay, for anyone wondering, it was on Tom's Twitter. Definitely the second one. Actually, that's the bird one. Yeah, the bird one.
Wait, which game is that from? Can you tell?
We did it chronologically, so it was the second one in this picture.
So the first one would have been Everything or Nothing.
Yeah.
What would the second one be? Is that not the demon one, where she has blacked out eyes?
Oh no, yeah, that is the demon one. Yeah. That is terrifying.
Okay, how about this though? How about the Lego Judi Dench? Or Lego the Judi Dench, I don't know.
Oh my god, they should make a Lego Bond film. That would be really good.
That's one franchise I've really wanted to see get made into Lego, because the James Bond like films do have that like sense of humour with some of it. Maybe not the newer ones, but you know, just the
Roger Moore.
Yeah, Roger
Say
Moore.
Roger Moore as a Lego character. Oh.
You know, keeping the British end up. That seems like Lego.
Lego Gold right there.
Yeah, so that seems like
bricks.
They should do like a Lego version of one of the old Bond films. That would work really well.
Have you seen that they've got the Lego Simpsons now?
Yeah.
Have you seen the little minifigures? I'm kind of disappointed.
I think they're fine. Like, what else can you really do with them?
Well, they are good, but they're not like proper Lego people. They've got weird heads.
Yeah, I think that's kind of cheating when they just actually make the head 3D.
Yeah, that's not a Lego. I mean, I still kind of want one. I want Grandpa who's holding the newspaper that says "Old Man yells at cloud." I want that. But
that's pretty good. I want Krusty. Yeah. I think Krusty looks cool.
Oh, with the pie, yeah, that's pretty good as well. They're all quite good. I just wish they were like proper Lego people.
I would buy them if I was into Lego and if they weren't so expensive.
Exactly, they are hideously expensive.
Two pretty big problems to actually buying them.
Yeah.
No interest, not spending the money.
If they did them in like one of those little minifigure blind bags, I'd maybe get one. Because they're only like a couple of quid.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I'm not paying like 60 quid for, what is it, The Simpsons house? Or I don't know.
Yeah. But I think that's another sad thing, as well as, or something that's considered sad. Like going to the cinema and buying Lego as an adult. I don't think I'm ready to take that step.
I still have my Lego from when I was younger, so I'm safe.
Yeah, well that's fine, that's different, but...
Yeah, I don't have to buy anymore.
Do you still play with it now, though?
No.
So that's the sad part, I think.
That I don't play with it, or that if I did?
If you did.
Oh, okay.
Because that's it.
To be honest...
That's the... No, wait, hold on. You go on first.
The reason why I haven't played with it, because I made this really cool spaceship like when I was younger, and I didn't want to break it. So
well, you do have a Minecraft now.
Exactly, yeah, very much.
But it's weird, like with whole being considered sad and like that nerd culture thing, because that's something I was really worried about when I first started doing the YouTube thing, because I was like, I've seen the kids in school who are like the clear nerds playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And at school I was like, wow, what a bunch of nerds. You know, I didn't like say, nice cards, you fruit, but I didn't, I still kind of thought, wow, that's kind of lame. So when I got into the whole YouTube thing, I was like, is this like the saddest thing in the world, or am I alright here? And I guess maybe that's just like an issue with me and society, and maybe that's where it's coming from. But there was like a step that I had to take where I was like, no, this is something I want to do. So I'm going to do it, and this does seem a bit weird, but I'm going to give it a go anyway. So in the first month or so, I was like, this is lame, but I still did it anyway.
Oh yeah, I would agree. I felt a bit... I mean, I haven't told my friends about it, but only because maybe it is still kind of sad. I don't know. I think by this point, I think it would be sad if like... Maybe if I'd only been going for a few weeks or months, but at least now, even if my videos were crap, at least I could say, at least I've done like 500 of them. That's something to be pretty proud of.
That's always been my motto. Listen, if you don't like what I do, there's a lot of it. So, yeah,
yeah, pretty much. But when it gets to that point, at least you can say I stuck with it, and that's pretty respectable. But if you were just starting out and they were awkward, yeah, I think it'd be pretty sad.
Well, Let's Playing has really changed over the last few years, where before I actually watched Let's Players and did it myself, the whole image I had of it was some kid playing like World of Warcraft and like, hey guys, this is my run of this boss. As you can see, I've got my fire spell maxed out, and you're gonna really need that if you want. So that was my image of it. That it was just nerds doing nerd things, and just like no real content there. It's just people being like the extreme gamers who are way too into it. So they're so into it that they make videos of it and upload it. But now, over the last few years especially, it's just become a lot of Let's Playing. It's just people enjoying themselves playing video games, and getting the recording all set up isn't too hard or anything like that. So it's just they just make videos that they enjoy, and that comes across. So nowadays, I think it's completely fine. But a few years ago, when I first got into it, it did seem like I didn't want to get into that culture of just people with no lives because I knew some of those kids back in the day where they're fat because they just play World of Warcraft all the time, and I associated YouTube and gaming on YouTube with that lifestyle, when really it's whatever you want to do and make of it.
Yeah, it certainly has changed a lot. It really has, because I've seen quite a few of my friends do videos now, which is really weird. I never really thought I'd see that. Not that like I'm the only one that would ever do it, and this is my own thing. But
you are a pioneer, though.
I am indeed. But it certainly has become more, I suppose respectable in a way, more accepted as a form of entertainment.
Yeah, like people watch it more, so it makes more sense when people actually do it and make it. A few years ago, if I told people I did that, they would be like, "Really? You really?" Because you would get thrown into a camp. But now, some of my friends do know that I do this stuff. They don't listen or watch, but they know I do it, and it's completely fine. It's not weird. It's just a hobby, like any other hobby.
Would they have called you a what was it? Nintendard or something?
Oh, Nintendard, sure. That's a burn right there.
Sick burn. Yeah.
Maybe back in school. That was rough.
I thought that's quite recent that someone called you that.
Yeah, that was quite recent, but like I mentioned earlier in the podcast, I got that a lot back in school, being the only Nintendo guy.
So it's just, yeah, it's fine, is it? Good. I'm not going to call you that, just saying.
Oh, thanks, man.
No.
It would bring back too many memories
that are buried deep down.
And by the way, I wasn't bullied. It was just a case of people would be like, "What do you mean you don't like San Andreas?" I was like, "It's crap." It's like, "Whoa," and stuff like that.
Oh well, hey! Now let's not get out of control.
See, I was thinking about it. It's like kids nowadays are, there's the whole problem of 10-year-olds playing GTA, and my half brother has been doing that. I think he's 10, and he plays GTA. But I remember when did San Andreas come out? Was it 2004 or 5?
Yeah.
So it was 4. So I would have been 12, and you would have been 12, and that's when we played that game. And would you say that it was an issue, us playing that?
I don't know, really. I don't think it influenced me in any way.
Yeah,
maybe.
See, that's what I was thinking. It's like, really, we're heading towards the end of the podcast, so we won't go that much into it. But my viewpoint is that it depends on the kid. Like, some children can absolutely handle GTA and they understand what it means. But if you give it to someone who doesn't understand what it means, then that's definitely going to have a negative effect. But I can't really think of anyone who played it and that did have a negative effect on them, because everyone in my school played GTA, and we were like 12, 13, and we all kind of understood what it meant. I mean, and everyone seemed to turn out fine, so I don't know if it is a bad thing or not, but I would say it's a case by case basis, but I don't know how dumb or just like messed up the kid has to be before you would say no, I'm not gonna give you GTA.
Yeah, what is that line? I mean, all I can say is GTA introduced me to a lot of good music, so did its job very well in that regard.
And colourful language.
Colourful language and questionable weapons from police stations and things. Yeah, yeah. The driving was fun though.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's what I did most when I was younger, was just drive around the map. So I was very boring.
Well, I didn't like it, so I just put it down, and that was the end of that. See, I was like,
you missed out on it.
Yeah, damn it. But I was like had a hipster attitude even back then, I guess. It was like, screw GTA, I'm gonna go back and play Super Mario Sunshine. You guys are lame.
And then fast forward 10 years or 9 years in GTA 5.
Screw you guys, I'm not playing GTA 5. I have Super Mario 3D World to play. I don't even care.
There you go, some things never change.
Sadly not. Damn it. Either way, time to end of the podcast. So, what's coming up on your channel?
I actually did an update video the other day. First one in a long time. I used to always do update videos, and I missed them, so I made one. And basically, in it I said that not too much this week because of deadlines for university, but tomorrow, which will actually be... When do you upload this?
Monday.
Oh, it'll be on this day then.
Ooh, on this day.
On this day, today, I got a Minecraft PvP competition thing that I'll be uploading.
Oh, did you win?
I can't say that.
Did you lose though?
I can't say that either.
What position did you come in the overall rankings?
Just be quiet, will you? It was fun.
Damn it.
There you go. But apart from that, not much else.
Cool.
No more April Fools and horses. Don't worry about that.
I have to wait until next year.
What about you? Oh, I noticed that you finished Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Can I just say, the boss seemed very fun and fine and everything, but got to the end of the game, the credits, and you probably said some really interesting stuff, Tom. Some really, really good things about the game and some points.
Very
but
true.
I was not listening to a word you're saying. Cranky Kong, man. He was. And all the names, that was really making me laugh. I don't know why. It was such a stupid thing. Just like the old man whizzing past. Is it my turn yet? And it's just really making me laugh.
I know, there's something about that game, and you can really tell that Rare were funny people back then, because there's that way of doing slapstick and having, like, silly things happen that you get in the old Looney Tunes cartoons, but you don't get nowadays. And you also get in Donkey Kong, where Cranky is just like the best, where he just rambles on about nothing, doesn't understand what's going on, shakes his fist at DK when he's dancing around with his boombox.
Yeah.
I kind of had to, when I was talking over the credits, I had to start ignoring it, because at the beginning it was just too distracting, so... I probably shouldn't have ignored it. I didn't make any good points. I should have just laughed at what was going on.
Oh, that was it. No, the little thing is called naughties. Yeah, and then you had very naughty and really naughty.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
It's the best, though.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah,
good.
So, well, actually, I'm going to put up a video talking about it. I was actually going to do it today, but I think I'll just do it tomorrow. I'm going to be taking a break, so there won't be any videos next week or the week after that. And just to be quick about it, it's because I have 2 weeks off for Easter, so I can record as much as I like, but I then have exams, so I can't do any recording at all. So it's like, I'm going to try and record as much as I can in the next 2 weeks, build up a backlog, and then start uploading afterwards, because I'm going to have to stop at some point anyway, so it seems to make more sense to have the break, then start new LPs, rather than start new LPs, and then have the break during the LP itself. So it kind of happened perfectly where both these LPs finished, and now I can take this break, so... Yeah, for the next 2 weeks there won't be any videos, and then after that I will start 2 new Let's Plays. I just kind of need a bit of time.
Well, it seems very, very good idea there.
Hmm.
Very smart. Yeah, makes sense.
But I gave the same teaser in the video, or I might re-record that channel update, but pretty much it's going to be what you would expect, where one is a Nintendo game and one is a non-Nintendo game. So I'm actually really excited to do both of them. They're both probably going to be pretty good.
Listen, we know it's the Simpsons skateboarding, just say.
Oh, Joe, I was gonna... It's the Simpsons skateboarding, you got me.
Oh, sorry, everyone. I just thought, get it out there,
Yeah, just be honest about it.
I'm excited.
But the actual game is on 360, and it's a game that I'm sure a lot of people have done, but I'm surprised I haven't really seen people doing it that I follow, because it's a really big game. And people have definitely done it, don't get me wrong, and done it to death probably, but I'm kind of hoping no one does this game before I have a chance to start so I can claim it.
You're much better at giving hints than I am.
Well, it's not that good of a hint.
Well...
You could guess it
actually.
from what I just said, though. I think. Maybe.
Will I be guessing then?
No, you're not allowed to guess.
Is it Simpsons? Oh no, it's not Simpsons Escape. All right, so that will be in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, a couple of weeks' time. So the podcast will still be going, but I'm going to stop making Let's Plays or uploading Let's Plays for a couple of weeks.
So he's not dead.
Not dead.
And what is the thing with whenever you don't post anything, people are just like, "Oh, he's dead."
I might upload a
Such
video
extremes.
halfway through saying I'm dead. This was very sad news that came to me, so I'm dead. So very sorry about that. That's why there's been no videos. I did in fact pass away. April
Well,
Fool.
look forward to that. Oh, you nearly got me there,
Yeah,
Tom.
you thought I was a zombie for a second.
Oh, yeah, you might need to work on your April Fools.
No, that wasn't really my April Fools. April Fools.
No, this is like Inception now. Stop it. What's going on here?
But yeah, we'll end it off. We'll end it off here. So,
Give me a headache with all these April Fools.
So thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you.
April Fools!
I'm going.
Yeah, you get out of here. April
bye.
Fools, stay forever.
You suck.
Damn it.
These are awful. You're as bad as Frostbite.
I'm pretty good.
You keep thinking that.
Alright, see you guys next week.
See ya.